Good morning and welcome to Morning Coffee with Rob. I know we're starting quite a bit later than we normally do, and even on a different day, if you are watching this live, we are actually on a Monday, which most of Canada right now is celebrating what is known as Family Day. Some other provinces do call it some other things like Islander Day, Louis Riel Day, a few other different ideas for what today is, but the majority of Canada does celebrate it as Family Day. So I figured why not do a special Family Day edition and just record it on Family Day. And as you can notice, we're probably also recording it quite a bit later in the day as well, which is unfortunate, but we had to postpone a little bit into the or later into the morning just due to some technical difficulties I was having with my computer and my setup and everything. So we are here now, we are live, and we are golden. Everything seems to be working properly. I'm not sure what was going on exactly, but we were definitely having some kind of issues. So being that today is Canada, or not Canada Day, but Family Day here in Canada, and if you have been kind of paying attention to the crazy news cycles that have been going on for Canada, you will know that Canada has been through the ringer the last 3 weeks. Specifically, one of our cities, Ottawa, which is our capital city of Canada, if you aren't aware from if you're with a different country. So our city has capital city has been basically taken over, and it's been pretty traumatic for a lot of people that live there. But anyway, so the issue is that if you've been really paying attention to the news cycles always seem to be 24/7, and there's just no getting away from any of it, which makes it a lot more difficult to kind of deal with on a personal level, just because you can get sucked into it really easily. I know I have 3 weeks of basic just news, and what's going on, people arguing back and forth, people supporting, not supporting, a whole bunch of other things have gone on. If you really want to dive into it, just Google it and or DuckDuckGo it, and you'll get information from all over the place, and you can kind of make up your own mind as to what's going on. I have my own views on it, but we're not going to get into that right now. It's not for me to say. But what we are going to do right now is we are going to delve maybe into a little bit of good news, speaking of a never ending news cycle. So we are going to quickly zip down on my good news list on Twitter, which if you are a Twitter person, you can actually go and check me out at Elderobbo, which is ELDEROBBO. And you can actually go check out my good news list. It's actually full of things that are on there. There's actually just so much, it's really hard to find something. 6 years ago, Fred VanVleet was passed over 60 times at the NBA draft. Ooh. Instead of letting it stop him, he bet on himself. He went undrafted, joined the G League, and helped lead the Toronto Raptors to an NBA championship. Well, that's pretty cool. I didn't know that. So, yeah, there's a lot of good new stuff coming through. So, that's always nice to have. So, part of what I wanted to discuss today, being, like I said, Family Day here in Canada, is, and with the news cycles that have been going on, and with how inundated with news stuff that we have been, especially us as Canadians, is just taking some basic time to yourself. Like, honestly, it's probably one of the best things you could probably do is just stepping back, put the phone down, close the lid on the laptop, whatever you need to do, and just take some time for yourself. Be a little bit of a selfish person in this kind of case, because it's not really selfish. If I'm going to be upfront about it here, being able to sit back and just not do something for others for a little bit is a great thing to be able to do for yourself. It's a way to kind of rejuvenate. It's a way to just disconnect and being able to relax a little bit. and be able to spend some time with loved ones or take on a hobby that you have that maybe you've been neglecting for a bit, or get out and just do something that you yourself really, really enjoy, right? So that's kind of what we're going to talk about today a bit more so is just being able to sit back and do some things for yourself. Because I think a lot of us are constantly on the go, 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 that we just don't take the time to sit back, relax, and just kind of see more of what's going on and be able to just be able to take time for ourselves. Because I'm like, I know I'm sometimes kind of bad at it, and I'm just at work, it's just constantly go, go, go. And we're coming up into a much busier season here really quickly. And it's just going to be go, go, go. And I won't be able to turn a lot of it off when I get back from work. So when I get home, my mind will be still stuck in the go, 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 and I won't be able to turn it all off. And sometimes it's difficult to get it turned off in time to go to sleep. So sometimes my brain will still be stuck on something from the day, and I won't be able to just sleep as easily from it. So what we would like to do, and I know as summer comes along, I'll probably be able to find other things I can do as well. But what I would really like people to start doing is just, especially with the news, because the news is there's always just so much negativity to it. It's just find some good news. Like if you're on Twitter, like I said, go to my list and just subscribe to the good news list because it definitely helps out. I've done some of the work for you. I'm adding things to it constantly. But just turn off the news and just put your phone down for a little bit and just find something for you to do. I'm like, maybe on your phone, maybe there are games, maybe taking some time and turning on the Xbox or PlayStation or the Switch and play some games for a couple of hours. Hang out with your kids and play video games with them. Read books. Start a project. Maybe you've been meaning to take up making puzzles or putting together puzzles. Maybe start doing something like that. If the weather's nice, get outside walking or hiking. Just it's time to start taking time for ourselves again. We've been having this whole hustle porn culture shoved down our throats for quite a while, where if you're not constantly on the go or working and not sleeping much to try to achieve your goals, it's not healthy. Like let's be honest here, not getting enough sleep and not doing the work that you need to do on yourself isn't healthy. And just being able to push this further and further onto people isn't healthy either, because people want to know that they are accomplishing something. They want to know that they are getting somewhere in life, and they want to feel appreciated. But at the same time, if they keep pushing and pushing and pushing, they're just going to run into burnout, which means they're going to be down longer than if they just take some time and do something for themselves. If people are like, oh, it's so bad that people live for the weekend and they just work and live for the weekend, is it really that bad? They, maybe their jobs are really hard. Maybe they work like really hard 8-hour jobs. Maybe they work 10, 15 hours a day for 5 days. And then they really just need that time to themselves. Maybe 12-hour days, 5 days a week just leads to this point where living for the weekend is the smart idea because they need to have that rest and relaxation. They need to take that time for themselves. They need to be able to rest. They need to be able to do things for their family. They need to be able to do things for themselves. Even if it's a really hard and it's only 8 hours, maybe that's a really hard 8 hours. Like maybe they're just go, go, go for those 8 hours and they get home and they don't have the energy to maybe do more after work. Or maybe they come home and they have more to do. So they do things around the house, like they have dishes, they have laundry, they have yard work, they have all kinds of things that probably need to get done. Whereas you get it done and you end up kind of living for the weekend, as they say, then I don't really see a problem with that. If you're taking the time to rest and relax and do something for yourself where you can actually sit down and just chill out for a little bit and not have to be run, run, run and be on everyone's beck and call. Like, I don't see the problem in that. Personally, it's what people sometimes have to do. It's just reality. Like people can't work and go. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's just not viable. We're people, we're humans, and we aren't going to last long if we don't take some time for ourselves. And I personally don't see a problem in living for the weekend, or if you've had a really rough day, taking that day, that night, and not doing anything. Like maybe sitting and watching a show or two at night and while eating dinner is a great way of doing something just for yourself, where you just decompress and hang out and relax. Maybe if you're able to have a beer or a glass of wine, if that's something you can do, or like in Canada, we can smoke pot and not have a problem with it. Like maybe that's something you should do. Like it's up to you to decide what your level of comfort needs to be if you've worked hard and you just need to take some time to yourself. Like what does looking at time for yourself look like for you? What would doing something for yourself be? I know doing something for myself sometimes is just kind of hanging out with my kids and watching some cartoons. Yesterday, we took some time to ourselves for like 3 hours. We went to the pool and went swimming because that's what we wanted to do. That was relaxing for us. We hung out, we swam around, we sat in the hot tub, we played in the kiddie pool, we played in the big pool, and we had a really good time. It was a lot of fun. It was something that we needed as a family, just to have some time to ourselves and relax and just kind of do something on our own without the news, without all the inundations of notifications and all the other fun things that come with a busy life nowadays. We literally just took a day and hung out. I worked 6 days this past week, so having the Sunday off to go and do that is phenomenal. And then being today was also a long weekend here in Canada, having today to just be act as my Sunday to get things done is even more beneficial. And then because I work Saturday, I can actually take next Friday off, so I have a short week, so I can actually relax and be able to do more and be able to rejuvenate and take on more of what I would like to do. Like I would probably like to go take the dogs for a walk a little bit more. So that's going to be a thing I'm going to end up doing later today and on Friday because I don't work Friday. So I'll get to go do a few extra things that I would like to do and be able to take that time for myself and not have to worry quite as much. I'll be able to take on doing a few extra things with creating the life coaching practice that I'm wanting to create, because I've taken a little bit of a step back because I needed to, because I had a lot going on in life. So I've taken a small step back from it personally just to kind of recuperate and get back to where I want to be, like feeling good. I was also down with a cold for a little bit. I had some other issues where, like just on a personal level, where my girlfriend at the time and I broke up. Before that, my dog passed away. Before that, my kids were at my youngest son, who's autistic, was acting up really badly. My car had some massive issues too. So there's been a lot of things that have come up that I've just been trying to deal with, and I decided to take a small step back. Still did some things with the podcast just to get things out there and just talk and keep things kind of momentum going. And now that I'm feeling better and feeling more rejuvenated and alive again, I'm able to go and do more of what I'm looking to do. I can now take on more. I can now help more. I can start kind of maybe living life a little bit more again, I guess. I don't know. But I'm feeling better and I'm feeling more rejuvenated because I did take that time for myself. I did take some time and just be like, okay, you know what? Things aren't quite right. I'm feeling kind of emotionally down and also physically a little bit down because I have this stupid cold. So I took some time over the weekend, last weekend actually, and just chilled out and just hung out and just tried to get myself feeling better. It still took a couple days after the weekend, but I was already feeling better enough that work wasn't suffering. I was able to do more. My kids got the attention they needed and things got done around the house. I didn't do my podcast like I wanted to on Sunday last weekend because of the fact that I wasn't feeling well and I didn't want to be suffering while doing it, because being able to talk and not cough the entire time was kind of a challenge at that point. But now I'm feeling better and healthier and feeling more like myself again. I'm back at it, and I'm feeling quite a bit better. So if you've been pushing hard, like I was saying, taking that time and finding a hobby. Like I know there's been a lot of things like if you have a hobby that you really love, make money off of it. But that's a great way to ruin a great hobby. Like honestly, I really love mountain biking a lot, and I was trying to see if I could find a way of earning money as somebody who mountain bikes and could do tours and do all these other crazy things. In the end, I decided not to, not to pursue that as a means because I really love mountain biking quite a lot, and I don't want to ruin it by trying to force it to earn me money. Because mountain biking is my thing. That's what I want to do. I take my dogs out, I take my oldest son out, and we go mountain biking quite frequently through the spring, summer, and fall. So that's not something I want to exactly ruin by trying to force an income out of it and try to do things with other people and other people I may not even like. So that's what I do. I do mountain biking in the mid spring to mid fall, and we go biking, and it's something that I just enjoy, and it's rejuvenating. It's like a spiritual exercise for me. I because my main focus is typically like downhill style free riding, not crazy stuff like you see on like Red Bull Rampage and stuff like that. But I do enjoy the gravity aspect of it. So I like to go down the hill, and I like to go a little bit faster, and I like to take a little bit more risks. And I find it to be this really amazing feeling, and that's where my joy and happiness really do come from in a lot of aspects when I'm doing something for me. When I'm doing stuff with my kids, sometimes it's just hanging out and watching a movie or playing video games with them, going for a walk around the neighborhood. But that's something you got to try to figure out for yourself. Like I know people who just like to build model airplanes or model cars. They find that really cathartic, and they really find it something that's focuses them, and they really enjoy that level of detail because it focuses them on something where they can just forget other parts of the life and just deal with these few little items. And it's just something that they find to be a lot more relaxing. Now, personally, I don't understand how building models is relaxing. I remember doing it as a kid and getting super frustrated with it, but some people really do enjoy it. My youngest son, who's autistic, really likes playing with his Thomas trains. He finds it really soothing. Thomas stuff for him is just a soothing activity. Like he has this big play set, he has the trains, he lines them up, he has them kind of set up into the way he wants them to be, and he just finds it to be something that's really calming for him. Like he doesn't get overly excited about it. It's something that he can play, he can let them run, he can watch them, he can interact with them, and it's something that he really enjoys quite a bit. And I find that he is calmer when he's doing stuff like playing with his Thomas and Friends toys. And it's something that he really enjoys, and it kind of focuses him in on one thing, and it's not overwhelming, it's not overstimulating, and it's something that he happens to enjoy. And I wish we could all find something like that where we could just sit and enjoy something as easy and as simple as just playing with some toy trains. My oldest son, he likes playing with Mega Blocks still. Like he's 14, and he still likes making dioramas and like scenes out of it all, and sets them all up in this really meticulous manner where they're like battles are engaging between the UNSC and the Covenant, and the Flood are invading from another sides and like taking over people. And it's like there's just so much always going on it that it's something that he's constantly building, and then he'll take it all down and rearrange it and rebuild things and make things a lot different. And that's what he really enjoys. Like he'll just all of a sudden just vanish into his room, and that's what he'll be typically doing is setting up a diorama of stuff and setting up all these big elaborate scenes. And he also really enjoys playing Dungeons and Dragons. Like he has like all these figures, different varying sizes, and he likes painting them. He likes decorating them. He likes setting them out for display. Like it's really his thing. Like he really likes creating and painting and designing all these little characters that he enjoys. It's his focus period. Like it's his thing to decompress. It's his thing to take on and just do something for himself. And we could probably learn a lot from kids because I think kids are really, really good at finding things that they can do for themselves and just getting out of their own ways from schoolwork, life demands from parents, and activities that, like sporting activities or whatever other things they might have, where they can just take that time for themselves and just focus on what they really kind of want to do. That doesn't require outside interference. It doesn't require people to help them out. That doesn't require a whole lot of anything else. It just requires their imagination and their fun. Now, one of my friend's daughters really likes to draw in color, and she's a really great artist too. Like she likes to make all these little anime characters that are like elves, and she draws tons of them. I actually have some up in my hallway, and I have a couple on my fridge. And she's a really great artist. Like 12 years old, draws absolutely amazing, colors and designs them as superbly. I said like she should try to start an Etsy account and try to sell them for her, but no, she just really wants to just draw and have fun with it. She's 12. She doesn't really need to do much with it. Like it's what she wants to do. And I think she's great. If she decides to ever start selling her art, I would totally support her on that because she is an amazing artist already. But if she just wants to keep going it as a hobby, then that's totally fine too. I enjoy coloring and doodling and drawing every so often, and I find that to be kind of relaxing as well and fun. It's just something for me. I don't think it's something I would ever try to monetize in any kind of fashion. I also have a friend who just really enjoys knitting or crocheting plethoras of toques, and she's really good at it. And I think she sells the odd one here and there just to support her hobby basically. And she's really good at what she does too. Like as you can see here, if you're on the video, you can see that I'm not good at plants. It's an aloe vera. I've had it for a few months. I transplanted it from a smaller one. It was doing good. It's not doing so good. I think it might actually even be dead. It broke off from the root system. I don't know what happened. I water it. It's got sunlight. I'm not a plant person. Some people are plant people, and that's what they do. They work with plants. They found something they really enjoy doing. They do gardening. They garden plants. Some people garden vegetables. Like just tons and tons of different examples of things that people enjoy doing, and they just do it because they enjoy it. Like it's time for us to kind of take some of our time back and just do things that we enjoy. So that's where I really want to go with this is take some of your time back. Don't worry about living for the weekend because honestly, I think it's okay. You have a hard job. Like hard is a obviously very relative term because some people will see that their job is really, really hard and others are not. So you just got to determine for yourself what you want to do and when you want to do it to kind of take some of your time back and relax and do something for yourself. Like I said, busy season's coming up for the job that I do have, so things are going to get kind of crazy and hectic. So I got to find things for me to do that are just for me. And right now, I find things that are just for me to do, and I enjoy them. Like during the winter, I don't do nearly as much, so I do a little bit more reading. I do a little bit more hanging out with my kids. We watch a few more movies than what we normally would through the summer because in the summer, we go to the beach, we swim, we go for bike rides, we go for hikes, we go for little adventures all the time. We try to go camping when we can. And that's just what we end up actually loving to do. So I implore you to just find something for you to do, take that time and just don't worry about what other people think about it. It's for you, not them. So please just find something that you enjoy doing and go and do it. That's all I've got for you today. We're going to run it a little bit shorter because I can. This is what I want to do. And I got things I got to get done anyhow. So I want to thank you for joining me today. And I look forward to seeing you the next time, which I'm going to try and get it for next Sunday as well. So I look forward to seeing you all then. In the meantime, if you would like to hang out with me, you can do so over on Twitter at Eldorabo, ELDEROBBO. You can also check out my life at Instagram at Eldorabo, ELDEROBBO. And you'll see all the fun things that the kids and I are up to and little micro adventures we do. If you would like, you can also check out our Discord, which is called the Abundance Brotherhood, and you can come hang out there and get some information and positivity and see what our latest things are going on there. Or if you'd like to go and read the blog or see what else is happening, or I have other stuff there too. Like I have merch for sale. I have services that we do. You can go to rob-hicks.com. I really don't like that dash, but I don't have much I can do about it right now. So rob-hicks.com. Or if you would really like to support the podcast, you can also do so at Patreon. Just look for Elderobbo. Once again, it's ELDEROBBO. Or if you'd like, you can pop on over and buy some merch at my shop, which is rob-hicks.com/shop. So again, it's rob-hicks.com/shop. And you can buy some hats, toques, face masks, coffee cups, and I even have I think a sweatshirt as well. All right. I hope you had a good time today. I know I did, and I look forward to seeing you all the next time. All right. Ride hard, live long. Adios, everyone.